Welcome to My Skeptical Sister.
I'm Megan, the skeptical one.
I'm Erin, the believer. I am drinking bourbon and I'm so hot. As soon as we started, I was like, I need a haircut. Hold on.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you're getting your shit together because I got some big news.
Oh my gosh, you've been sitting here for so long.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Sitting here for long. You kept talking. I'm like, okay, when are we going to press record?
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. So, all summer long, I'm like, can't wait to go back to work. I know you're the opposite.
No, at this point, I'm dying to get back.
Right. But I was like that, like day one of summer.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, the real work begins because we're going through the terrible twos at our house.
Yeah.
Love her. Love my kids. I feel like I always have to say that before I complain about them. But it's been a lot. It's been a lot of no's and a lot of stubbornness, and nothing will make you feel more put together, like you've got everything under control, like running around your car chasing after your 2-year-old.
Sure.
Yeah, that's great. Neighbors are watching and laughing. You're not. Like, oh yeah, this is so funny. I know, it's hilarious. Anyway, so I'm ready. I'm ready to get back. Or so I thought, because guess what?
What?
You're looking at a kindergarten teacher.
Shut your mouth.
No.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you. I am a part-time kindergarten teacher for the inevitable future, apparently. Is that the word, inevitable? Like the foreseeable?
Oh my gosh. Part-time.
So I get to teach kindergarten.
Get to? Love it.
I get to. That's how I'm going to
Such a
frame
good
that.
attitude. Okay.
I'm going to teach kindergarten for the first half of the day.
Oh my gosh.
Every day until a teacher is hired, because we are on a teacher shortage. And then I share this responsibility with a fabulous other teacher. So at least I've got a really good teammate, and she's going to teach the PM kindergarten.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. And it really, like, you know me, I'm pretty flexible. I'm adaptable. I'm like, yes, wherever you need help, I'll go. I like to be of service. And I was like that. My principal tells me this, of course, very apologetic, because for those of you who don't know and you just think I'm a teacher, I used to teach kindergarten. I taught it for 7 years. That was 10 years ago.
You were young.
I was a young pup. And even then, they gave me a run for my money.
Yeah. My
so
gosh.
I have not been in the actual classroom in like at least 5 years. So it's been a long time. So it did not sink in until today when I had to go to a teacher training on assessments. And I was like, I got up to leave. And the coach is like, oh, wait, Megan, you got to stay. This is over kindergarten assessments. And I swear I looked at her like, what are you talking about? And then I was like, oh my gosh. Oh yeah, that's me. I'm going to give them assessments. Shit. I sat back, and it was kind of an audible shit. Everybody laughed. I was like, whoops, here we go. Like kindergarten teacher again.
My gosh, I am shocked.
I know.
When did you find this out?
I found this out yesterday morning.
And you have not said a word?
I have kept it under wraps
my
because it's a bombshell. It dropped a bombshell on me. Most people would probably be like, well, whatever, you're a teacher and you used to teach it.
Kindergarten is a whole different ballpark.
It's a different ballpark. All I can remember, my PTSD from teaching it the first time is how when they come in the first day, they literally know nothing.
Yeah.
I remember I tried to get them in a line. Now, luckily, I've had some teaching experience now, so I don't think it'll be that hard. But I remember my very first day, a couple of funny things that happened. Tried to get them into a line, and they looked at me like I had 3 heads. And I was like, oh, you don't know what a line is. So I was like, oh, I've got to start there. And they didn't know how to drink out of a water fountain.
Oh, my gosh.
So I'm like, go get a drink. And they're all just looking at me like, well, how? I'm like, oh, my gosh.
Yeah, and these are COVID babies.
Oh, and yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay, keep going with your supportiveness. So.
It'll be good. It'll be good because they'll be so impressionable. You'll be able to teach them so much. Mold those little minds.
There it is. So my first round of teaching kindergarten, also, I was thinking kindergarten was like when we were in kindergarten. So I can remember, this was, like I said, 17 years ago.
Oh my God.
That I taught kindergarten. I can't believe it. I still feel like I'm 17. So when I say that, I'm like, what? I have a 17-year career. That's insane. Anyway, they're like, start like dropping like flies. They're all so tired. So I kept looking around like, well, where are the little cots and like the mats that I pull out for them to lay on? I'm like, well, I don't see any. So I just told everybody to put their heads down and rest. And I turned the lights off. And I told them it's nap time. Everybody, I know it's uncomfortable. I'll work on getting you mats. I didn't know I had to buy those, but I will. And then my principal comes around and she's like, oh, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, we're doing nap time. She's like, oh, there is no nap time in kindergarten anymore. And I mean, big-eyed. I looked at her like, are you kidding me? And I was like, so the milk cart's not about to come around? It's like, that was the best damn part of kindergarten.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to that milk cart. She's like, oh no, times have changed, honey. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, my heart was destroyed for them.
Do I get a nap time?
Exactly. Like my hair sideways. Like, what do you mean there's no nap time? Oh, so at least I know a few things going into this.
Wow.
But yeah, it's going to be quite the journey. And I haven't even began yet. And I came home and was like, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted just from going to that training.
Oh my gosh, Megan, I cannot believe you just sat on this for 2 days.
I know. So, I mean, if you really think about how my day is going to go, kindergarten.
Yeah.
Kindergarten.
Oh my gosh.
Until after lunch. And then SRT, hit the ground running behavior coach.
Oh my gosh.
Run to call responses.
Wow.
Like the only part of my day that was ever a little bit calm was the first thing in the morning for that first hour.
Yeah.
And then it was go, go, go.
So now SRT, people don't always know that.
Oh, sorry. Student response team. So,
yeah. So if there's a kid
crisis, or fight or different things like that, that's my job. I got to go and respond and help de-escalate.
And it's a physical job.
So I'm going to be teeny tiny by the end of this year, girl.
Oh my gosh.
It'll be fun. So if you're a kindergarten teacher out there and you have good resources, please share them with me, because let me tell you, I gave all mine away as gifts. Oh. I thought there was no chance in hell I'd ever be back in a classroom, but
my gosh.
Here we go. That's a life lesson, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kindergarten. That's wild.
Yeah.
I've got nothing good to compare now.
I know. Sorry.
I was like, oh, I got some material. It's good. No, it's lame.
Oh, come on. Give it to me.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, before we move on, you will do amazing, because you were an amazing kindergarten teacher.
Oh, thank you. I always said that I would stay in kindergarten until I mastered it. I did not master it. Oh. Kindergarten mastered me. I mean, it was like, finally I thought, if I have to teach the damn days of the week one more time, I'm going to lose my mind. And so that's when I knew it was time to get out. But
right.
Yeah.
But you've had a good gap, and now it's time to teach those days of the week.
Fresh start. Let's days of the week. 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 Still got it. I still got it.
We do it all the time because Penelope, for some reason, cannot nail those, and she's going into second grade. We sing that song daily. I'm like, oh my gosh,
I love it.
Well, my news is nowhere near as like life rattling as that.
Yeah, okay, that's a good word for it. Life rattling.
Well, I've hit the point where I've had enough of my children. I mean, I think I probably hit that a long time ago, but my own sanity is like
teetering.
Yeah. I'm like, oh gosh, I need to be away from these people.
Yeah, I get it.
For a long period of time.
Yep.
Like maybe in a padded cell. Like I need to go somewhere. Oh. But it's a week away. We're fine. Yep. It's gonna be great. Yep. And less than that, because I go back on Monday.
Yes, so those will be the best days.
I know. It'll be amazing. So anyways, yesterday was horrible because I went back to school clothes shopping with 3 girls.
Ew.
Good Lord. But anyways, after that long, frustrating, all I want to do is drink and leave day, reading
Maybe
dinner.
Leave, then drink.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Just a light suggestion.
Yeah, I didn't mean to put orders in there, but yeah, I wanted to leave and I wanted to be drunk. I just wanted to be away.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't do either of those things, actually, because at dinner, Nora goes, hey, Mom, are you free tonight? And I was like, am I free? Like, are you asking me out on a date? What's happening? And she was like, I just really want to watch a scary movie with you. I was like, oh, that's really sweet. Fine. I'm glad you still love me after today, because at one point I told a sales lady, she was like, I think I'll just be a fun aunt. I was like, you should definitely do that. And then I was like, oh my gosh, all 3 girls were listening. And then I felt horrible the whole ride home. I was like, I don't regret having them, but holy shit. So yeah, I felt really bad. So I'm glad she still loved me enough to want to watch a movie with me. So we I'm like scrolling through Prime
Mhm.
and I have found our next bad movie.
Ooh,
Like when
okay.
you're ready for the movie that you're like, what the hell are we watching?
Okay.
Because I had watched it when it came out,
Uh-huh.
like in 99, I think.
Okay.
And I remember thinking, it's a little cheesy looking, but it's so scary. The Haunting. It is not so scary, Megan. It's the worst scary movie.
Oh, you two watched it.
I've ever seen. Yeah,
Oh,
we
no.
watched it last night. Had Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Okay.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah, I've seen this. I've seen it.
Owen Wilson. That's the
Oh,
same
maybe I
last name.
haven't.
Liam Nielsen and Owen Wilson. That's weird. Sorry. And then that one lady who's in a bunch of things like Conjuring and
Mm-hmm.
6 Feet Under. I don't know what else she's in, but she's in a lot of things.
Looks like she's looking far away.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would always be like, I'm right here. I mean,
exactly.
Hello.
Exactly. The graphics in that movie, like the digital effects are so humorous.
Oh, funny.
They're so bad. And at one point she was like, oh, it's getting real creepy. And I was like, sure.
Is it?
And then I thought, were all scary movies just really bad in the late 90s? Like, do you think that's what it was? They were just really cheesy and really overdone.
In the late 90s.
Nothing was left to mystery at all.
Yeah. No, I definitely think they were pretty bad.
It was really bad. I laughed a lot. At the very end,
funny.
She was like, yeah, that got kind of weird, didn't it? I was like, it got real weird, actually. Really weird. I'm glad you could see that because, wow.
Funny.
So it's a good, horrible movie to watch.
Okay, well, there we go.
On Amazon. So it did make me think to ask you.
Okay.
You being a skeptic who swears there are no ghosts.
Okay.
If you went to a very spooky mansion to do this sleep study that they did in this movie, which was really a scare study, whatever. And there were only like 4 other people in this humongous mansion that looks creepy AF. Looks like it came right out of a haunted movie.
Right.
Would you be scared to sleep in that house?
Oh, here's my thing. Fear, just because I don't believe in actual ghosts haunting things. Like that's what I specifically don't believe in. That a ghost can come and scare us and haunt us and make itself visible. That's the part I don't believe in. But just because I don't believe in that doesn't mean I don't experience fear when things get spooky or creepy.
Even paranormal spooky?
But here's my thing is that I don't think that when those things are happening, they're paranormal.
Even in a haunted old-ass mansion?
I think old-ass mansion puts off creepy vibes. Because
creepy
it's old.
Ghost vibes.
No, because it's old and because it's got that, it's like been ingrained in me when I see something like that. Oh, something scary is going to happen here.
Yeah.
But I don't think that there's actually, like, I would go more like, oh, this is a sleep study and that they want to scare the shit out of us.
Oh, you'd be Owen Wilson.
I would be
figured it out so quick.
See? That's that's
spoiler alert. His head gets chopped off in that movie. I forgot about
that's what you're saying. I'm like, great. That's awesome. Thanks.
Oh my gosh. I really thought, oh, nobody dies in this movie. And I was like, oh my gosh. Nora goes, can that happen? I was like, well, I mean, yeah.
Heads have been chopped off before. Like an eye opener. What?
I didn't even think you could die that way.
Possibility in this world. My head could get chopped off. I mean, it has happened in history.
It has.
From time to time.
Oh man. Anyways, yeah, that's funny. Okay. We'll end it there, but that's crazy.
Yeah. I just think if I went to a haunted, like if we go on a ghost tour.
Yeah.
And things start to get a little bit scary. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to feel the fear.
Okay.
It just means that I will feel the fear and then I will look for an explanation as to what is causing that fear to happen.
Do you think in the moment you could be subject to being like, oh, that really was, I can't explain it and it's really scary. And then later you would justify it?
Sure. I mean, I think that, I think that does happen a lot. Like in the moment, because the fear is what's blinding me. Like the fear is, I think that's why a lot of people believe in paranormal because something unexplainable happens. And in that moment, you got to get out. Like you're not looking for the why or the reason behind it. It's like my fight, flight, or freeze is activated. And so I don't have time to investigate. I just know I need to do something for survival.
Okay.
And then later on, I could go, wait a second. I saw that guy put on the sheet and cut holes in it.
You're easy.
I think it might have been that guy.
Oh, gosh. All right. Well, are you ready for some stories?
I am. So, in honor of learning that I'm going to be teaching kindergarten.
Do you have a creepy kid?
I have creepy kid stories.
Ooh.
So you see the theme? So this comes from the lovely Birdie.
Oh, we love Birdie.
We love Birdie. She's been a fan favorite. And so after I asked Birdie to be a fan favorite, she sent in a couple of little kid stories.
Okay.
So we are here for them. Hi again. So I said I had some short kid stories from work. I work in an elementary school as an aide.
Oh, wow.
Let me just tell you, right now, the only thing that's causing my anxiety to just simmer down is Miss Jasmine. That's all I keep thinking of. I'll have Miss Jasmine with me.
The heroes of elementary school.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Also, do you think these stories are short in length or the kids themselves are short in stature?
I think maybe both.
Oh, probably. That's true.
Mm-hmm. They aren't super spooky, but creepy kid stories are always fun.
Absolutely.
So I'm a teacher's aide, and my main responsibility is the one pre-K class, but I work with a few other classes/students for short stints throughout the day. The first incident happened shortly after my sweet son told me about waking up to a shadow man in the middle of the night. Remember that story?
Yeah.
I was in with the preschoolers at choice time. Oh, this is like bringing me anxiety. I'm like, choice time and kindergartners. And then the next sentence has the word centers in it. Oh, it's okay. I'll be fine. We were at the art center making books or some shit. Oh, love it, Birdie. When one of these adorable little angels, and then in parentheses, crotch goblins. Oh, Birdie, you are fun. Oh, love it. Okay. Says to me, Mrs. M, last night I was playing my game and something creepy popped up on the screen. I am still unsuspecting, and I say, oh, like a jump scare? Him. No. Me. Oh, like a pop-up ad? Him. No, it was in my room. Me. What?
Ooh, like the reflection?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
Also me. Okay, so it was in your room and you saw its reflection in the screen? Him. Yes.
Oh, no.
And then she puts a little ghost like, oh, scared emoji. Me, don't, and this is what she's telling herself, don't freak out. Don't freak him out. Do not nope the fuck out of this conversation. Also me, well, honey, just like when we are at school and our friends sometimes do things that make us uncomfortable, we have to use our words to let them know, I don't like that. Leave me alone, and tell an adult.
That's so good.
What great advice. Validates their emotions. Listen, I'm going to take that on, Birdie, even as a skeptic.
Yeah.
If somebody tells me like their imaginary friend or their ghost friend or somebody does something they don't like.
Yeah, they are different. Okay.
Doesn't matter if I believe that they're actually there or not. That's teaching kids to advocate for themselves.
Absolutely.
And I love that. Him, I did that. Me, oh, good. What happened? Him, it disappeared.
Oh.
Me, like it went out of the room. And she said, look at me still hoping. No, it disappeared. Me, at least it's gone. That's what she's thinking. That's great. See, it's important to use our words to express ourselves. Him, but then it came back.
Oh my gosh.
Him, when I went to bed.
Ooh.
Me, oh, looks like it's time to clean up for recess. I mean, you gave it a good go, Birdie.
Right.
You really tried.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so that was story one. Here's story number two. I take the second grader out of class every day to give him a break as he is sometimes overstimulated. Birdie sounds amazing. It was a Friday, so I allowed him to pick a friend to play a board game with. He was being a little difficult leaving class, so when we got to my office, I asked him what was going on. He said he was tired and had a nightmare from the night before. He told me that in his dream, the school was on fire. Oh, that's horrible. And there were bad guys in the building. He had to fight them off to get out of class. I said the fire sounded scary, but thought it was super cool that he got to be a superhero in his dream and save his class.
Oh.
He said that he had been having trouble sleeping, and then his grandfather came into this room and felt, I already know what's going to happen. I feel like.
Notice you haven't read.
Yeah, I have not read this story. No, cold read. He said that he had been having trouble sleeping, and then his grandfather came into his room, and he fell asleep and then had the nightmare. I was like, well, that's great that Grandpa came to the room to help you get to sleep. And then in parentheses, I have been seeing this kid for months now, and he has never mentioned his grandpa. He looked at me and said, "No, my grandpa is dead."
Oh.
What? With those eyes again. I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I must have misunderstood. Who came into your room then?" He said, "My grandpa."
No, you heard right, lady.
Right. He was wearing a hat and a long coat.
Oh, no.
That took a hat man twist that I didn't see coming.
I was thinking the Grim Reaper.
Oh, shit, Aaron. No, the hat man.
And a long cloak.
Coat.
Oh.
A coat.
Okay. Okay, sorry.
That's awful. The Grim Reaper.
Well, I don't know.
There's only one reason that guy comes to visit.
Well,
okay. I'm just saying. Okay. All right. Ooh, and then the fire. Ooh, gosh. Ooh,
yes, I'm putting it all together.
Okay, no. I think okay. Birdie's going Hat Man.
We're talking Hat Man. It's an alien in his room.
Yes. And then
thank goodness.
Right. And then in parentheses, no. I was going to ask more clarifying questions, but at this point his classmate was fed up with his lack of attention and not playing Candyland. And so we moved on. Those are my stories. I have no idea what it is about me or my face that says that these babies can tell Miss Birdie you're creepy shit. But there it is. Megan, I'm going to stop talking to these kids.
Please don't. You sound amazing.
Oh my gosh. Birdie, like I want you to be I love Miss Jasmine. I want you and Miss Jasmine to be my assistant.
Here you go.
Yeah, because that is amazing. You sound awesome. And then she says, now that I'm looking back at it, that was long. So yeah, pretty creepy stories. I mean, when it comes to kids and them telling stories, you can go the skeptic route, which kids have very vivid imaginations. You can go the believer route of, but kids are like closer to the spiritual. What is that? Veil.
The veil is thinner.
The veil is thinner when you're younger. So very interesting.
That is so interesting. Man, I love that. I love when kids tell you spooky stories, especially when you don't live with them. Like, tell me a story and then I don't ever go to your house.
Yeah.
Because your house sounds scary.
Right.
I don't want to go there.
Right. Yeah. And kids will say just weird, odd things.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Because a lot of times they take some things just out of context.
Yeah.
And plug them in.
Right.
Different. And you're like, whoa, wait, go back. What did that mean? So maybe that's the silver lining in this new role. I will come with lots and lots of new stories.
That'd be great. What if this is what turns you into a believer?
No. Yeah.
What if all year you're like, I really like this one kid, Joshua. Mm-hmm. And then your Joshua PM teacher comes in and like, I've never seen a Joshua a day in my life. And then you realize Joshua's been a ghost the whole time.
There it is. I will be like, no, Joshua's a little turd and he runs out every day.
And that's a bigger problem for you.
Because then that'd be my job to go catch him.
Right. You never get away from Joshua.
Oh, he's a slippery little guy.
Well, he's made of mist.
I will come up with an intervention for him for sure.
Oh my gosh. I just picture you with like a shop vac.
That's my intervention. You will get back in your seat, Joshua.
Yes, and then reverse.
I hit the reverse.
It comes out. Fine.
Now you pay attention. Oh, it's hilarious.
Okay, so I decided this is the week. Actually, you decided. Mm-hmm. This is the week I'm going to read my show from the live show.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this because if anybody out there has ever done anything in front of a live audience, it's kind of an out-of-body experience.
Yeah, I sort of black out.
Yeah, so you're just, it's happening, but you don't really have full awareness of what's happening.
Yeah, I don't remember a single joke I made. I don't remember anything from anything from any of it. Yeah. Except for anything that I thought went wrong. I remember those things perfectly. But anything that was going well, don't remember. And I'm not listening to that audio. It's horrible.
Right. Well, and here's my thing is that sometimes when we're this close to each other without an audience, I have a very active monkey brain. That's what they call your brain that's like overactive.
Oh, okay.
That's just, it's kind of like always grasping at you.
Okay. I just thought monkeys were like really smart.
Well,
I think they are really smart.
Thank you. But no, I meant like it's just, it keeps you like keeps grabbing at your thoughts.
Okay.
And so sometimes I'll be sitting here thinking I'm fully present. And I'm like, oh shit, you tuned out. Tune back in. So imagine when real distractions are there.
Right.
It was easy to do. And I'm like, and I had to keep telling myself, listen, you have to banter back and forth about this. You have an audience.
People are here for that.
That's what they're here for. And I'm like, well, shit, I was looking at their outfit. They look so cute. But tune back in.
Yeah.
So all I remember, honestly, I just remember a couple of details. I remember there was a ship.
Yeah, there is a ship.
Okay.
It's a good way to segue into here.
Okay, so let's hear about it.
Okay, so here we go. This is from Jaren.
Okay.
Great podcast. My name is Jaren.
Well, thanks, Jaren.
I know, thanks. My name is Jaren, they, them. I have many ghost stories, but here are 2 from my military days. These happened when I was in the U.S. Navy. My ship has now been decommissioned.
What does that mean? Like they don't want it
I don't think it runs anymore.
Okay. So maybe the ship itself was so haunted.
The ship got so haunted, they were like, we better not do this anymore.
I mean, decommission sounds pretty official.
Yeah, that's legit. But at the time, it was the only ship left in the entire fleet that was still a carrier ran by diesel. I feel like that must be important because they put it in, but I know nothing about ships, so cool.
All right, well, it's going to help me later on, but go ahead.
Okay, yeah. I will continue on with the civilian words for the things in the story instead of the ship terms.
Greatly appreciated.
This will make it easier for you to see what I did, I think. Which also, I feel like that entire beginning, I kind of feel like deja vu. I think we said everything we just said.
You may have said that. That's the first time in my life I have ever heard that.
Okay.
I'm like, boy, I really don't know the story.
Oh, good. Story number 1, my first Navy ghost. Our sleeping area on the ship was being remodeled, so they put us into a different part of the ship for a while. These were used by the people who worked on the planes from our Air Force base that came onto the ship when we were out to sea. I only had 3 other roommates in this room, and it was nicer than our huge 200-person sleeping room.
I do remember that. I remember tuning back in and being like, I'm sorry, did you say 200?
Jaren, is not the fault of the story.
No, there were a lot of good-looking people there that night, so I was like scanning the room, including the one I was married to. But I mean, things were just happening. People kept talking. It was a thing.
They sure did.
We love you all.
We love you.
But at a live show, be quiet. Okay,
so the 200-person sleeping room that we usually had, and I stopped at this point and sent them a message, and I was like, do you mean 200 people slept in one room? And then they sent pictures to show like stacks of bedding.
Wow.
It was wild.
That is wild. And I'd like to see those pictures.
Oh, I'll totally show you the pictures. I liked this room that they're now in, with only the 3 roommates.
People. Hell yeah.
We would often all get up at the same time for work. 4 of us in a shower toilet room in the mornings wasn't so bad since it had about 6 showers and 10 toilets and sinks.
I just heard 4 people in a shower.
That
does sound like a fun room to be in.
Plus, I think they've been sharing this, like the same morning routine with 200 people.
How is that even possible on a ship?
I don't know.
I share one bathroom with 4 other people. And shit gets real. Yeah. Literally. Sometimes like, no, I gotta go. No, I gotta go.
I've had kids sent to my house.
I know. I'm like, you go to the NNs. But 200 people. Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah. It was my second week in the new sleeping area that I was able to sleep until about 10 a.m. Everyone else had already left for work at 7 a.m. I had to be down at the hall to do my job by noon. So after sleeping in, I woke up, grabbed my face wash, and stumbled my way sleepily into the bathroom to start my day. Just as I had now for about 8 or 9 days prior. But this time, I was alone. So remember, every other day they've had their roommates with them.
Right.
The sinks were across from the showers. Usually, we all would go to the farthest sinks and showers in the bathroom. Why? I don't know. We just all usually did. On this day, I just put my stuff down at the first sink quickly and turned on the hot water to fill my face basin that I carried. I started on my morning routine. I took off my glasses and put soap all over my face. I could probably run for my life without my glasses, but I can't make out any details or anything. I even had to bring them close to my face to see if I had gotten all the soap off. That's how blind I really am.
Wow.
After rinsing all the soap off, I bring my glasses up to my face and open my eyes. I really was looking to make sure I had gotten all the soap off, but the guy behind me caught my attention quickly.
Oh, I do remember that a little bit, but whoa.
Right? I mean, there's a part of me that I'm like, oh, but no, you're not supposed to be in here.
Absolutely not. And if I'm not expecting you.
Right.
Oh my gosh. My best friend, sorry to interrupt this, but this is kind of a funny story.
Okay.
My best friend in college. So like first time in a college dorm, first time sharing a bathroom with a bunch of other people.
Uh-huh.
And I'm in there like lathering up soap. I'm facing the faucet. So behind, my back is to the curtain.
Uh-huh.
Lathering. And I turn around to see my best friend. She's got the shower curtain open. I didn't even hear it open. She's covering her eyes because she's like, I will respect your privacy, and grinning from ear to ear, but like, I'm going to scare the shit out of you. And it did. And like, I have never really gotten mad at a prank before.
Oh, no.
Oh, I was mad. Like, I didn't talk to her for like a couple of days. I was like, I was so mad, which was not the reaction she expected.
Right.
Because it's not the reaction I expect. Like, if I would have thought that would have been something like, oh, girl, that was so funny. But it's a dorm room.
Yeah.
And that you feel you're most
already vulnerable. Yeah.
All you have between yourself and another person is a little sheet of plastic.
And it's not like in your room. I mean, it was like communal bathrooms. You had to walk to it.
And you're not in your home.
Right.
So you're like, I don't know these people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I told her that is not funny at all. Like, I was so mad. Didn't talk to her for like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. So did you ever go into your dorm and people were hooking up in the bathroom showers?
Oh my gosh. I
definitely did that
what
once. And I was
dorm
like,
were you
ew,
in?
no, I'm leaving. Yeah.
Did you giggle and smile like that too?
Probably.
Oh my gosh, you all. This is
I think there are 2 feet in there.
highly inappropriate.
Yeah.
But also kind of fun. Tell me
Right?
what you're doing.
I mean, I maybe stayed for a couple extra seconds, but no, I'm kidding. I left immediately. He was partially in uniform, covered in blood, and half his face blackened by what looked like burns.
Yeah, no, that's not sexy anymore.
Nope. Just standing inside the shower behind me. My brain registered 2 things. A guy was in the now female bathroom, and he looked to need medical attention now.
Yeah, exactly. I need to go into like save this
action.
person. Yeah.
My heart leapt up into my throat. I turned around to yell at him to lay down and choked on my own shout. The shower was empty. No blood.
Ooh.
Nothing to say that anyone was there except me in the entire bathroom. A chill ran down my entire body. I peeked slightly into the mirror behind me, and I could see he was still inside the mirror. So when they turn around and look back in the mirror, they're still there.
I mean, that's straight out of a horror movie.
That actually, no, because most horror movies, you're like, oh, it was in my head. At least in the beginning. But to be there again when you look back, I don't like that.
Yeah, like we've said in the very beginning, they're supposed to go away.
Yeah.
Like when you look back, they're supposed to be gone.
Absolutely. He was reaching through the shower threshold now toward me. Nope, not happening. Great. I grabbed my stuff without looking at the mirror and ran out of there. From that day on, I would shower at the gym on base before coming home for the night. I avoided that sink and mirror. I noticed they all did. We would all casually remark of the ghosts on the ship, but we were military. We were sailors. We acknowledged that there were ghosts. That was all. I certainly never told the others about the guy in that one bathroom.
Ooh.
Right?
So normally I would debunk at first story.
Okay.
But I want to hear the second.
Yeah, because there's another doozy. Okay, story 2, the demon on board.
Ooh, okay.
This is a warning as well. Remember to never summon anything you cannot get rid of.
Ooh.
So if you are brave, then go ahead and use that Ouija board on an already haunted ship in a war zone.
Okay.
That is sarcasm.
Oh, okay.
Because this story still gets me angry.
Oh.
Yeah.
It gets you angry at what happens?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant it got you angry at what I said. I was like, I don't remember.
It doesn't get me angry. This is the writer. This is still Jaren talking.
Jaren.
I'm reading here.
You read that so fluently.
Wow. No, I'm fine.
Whoever taught you kindergarten was amazing.
Oh my gosh. She reminds me a lot of you.
Oh,
actually,
no,
she doesn't.
She was the worst.
She's the meanest kindergarten
She taught
teacher.
me, peed in her chair on purpose.
On purpose. Yeah. She was
stood
a
up,
bitch.
hands on the hip, peed in her chair because she was so horrible.
She was the worst.
Also, I was kind of a behavior kid myself.
Yeah, it was
which
good.
is why I'm good at my job now, but it's fine. She deserved it.
She
That
was
woman
so mean to
deserved
me
it.
because she remembered you so well.
Oh, yeah, she was horrible. She was mean, so no. She did not teach you well. Your first grade teacher taught you so well how to read so fluently.
Yeah, I don't remember her name, but I do remember the bad one. That's sad.
Yeah, I know.
I was part of the pagan occult group on board my ship.
Okay.
The only recognized religion for this in the military is Wiccan. I am not Wiccan, but I had to be for the few years I was in the military. That is important to know for this story.
I'd really like to know what pagan occult is.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I am
And the
really interested in
difference
it.
between that and Wiccan.
Right. I do too.
But here's what I would really like to know, Jaren, is that I would like to know it from you.
Yeah.
I don't really want to go to Wikipedia. I do because like
I want you to do the work, Jaren.
No, I really do mean that. I would love to know from your perspective. Like I want you to write back in and explain to me the difference.
Yeah.
Because I'm ignorant in that topic, and just tell me what the two beliefs are and how they are different.
Right.
So if you feel like writing back in, that'd be great.
Yeah. I knew most of the people who dabbled and those who were full-time too. A lot of them were more outspoken than myself, so curious people would approach them first. So what I'm guessing is they hear Wiccan, and some people are like, "Ooh, fascinating!"
You're like a witch, or...
Yeah, like tell me all your witchy stories.
Because
and that's
Wiccan is not witch, though, right?
What I want to answer.
Well, see, that I know it's hard to answer. I don't know, so I could just be making this up. But when I hear Wiccan,
yeah,
I think I really don't want you to look it up.
Not at all. Not even for like a.
I want Jaren to tell us from what I think of when I think of Wiccan is it's more nature based.
Okay.
It's not.
I think pagan is pretty nature based too.
I know. That's why I want Jaren to let us know what is the difference. And when Jaren says practicing, what is the practice?
Yeah. I again don't want to speak for something I know very little about, but I feel like Wiccan might do more spells situations, like they might try to conjure things a little bit more.
Okay.
And I could be 1,000% wrong. I don't teach math. 100%
if you're listening
wrong.
Here's why I don't want you to look it up. I just feel like sometimes the internet, which we tend to go to, it's a great resource for sure, and it's great for fact checking and things like that. But I just feel like when you ask somebody what their personal experience is, you get more of an idea. I don't know. It just seems more genuine.
Okay.
I guess. So that's why I want Jaren to respond with what was it? Pagan.
They are pagan occult.
Pagan occult. I would like to know what that is. And then if you yourself are listening and you're Wiccan, please write us in and tell us what that belief is.
Right.
I raise my kids to respect all different religions and sects of religions. So I will always say to them,
I just thought you said sex for a minute. I realized you said sect.
Sects of, yeah,
it was worse. No, you said it right. I don't have to even do anything. You said it perfect. Okay. I just in my head was like, sex or religion.
But, I teach him from the out of the womb.
You're like, and there's sex in all religions. Except for Christianity, then it's just birth for no good reason.
I try to teach them, like, whenever there is something that is brought up about, like, well, Mom, did you know that God did that? And I'll say, well, that there are a lot of people who believe in that.
Yeah.
Because what I hope that they will do is be well educated and have that advantage to then go and decide what they want to believe in for themselves. So I always think it's interesting when there is a religion I don't know much about.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if you would call it a religion, but if there's a belief or if there is something that you affiliate with that I don't know about, I would love to know more about it. So I invite Wiccan and I invite pagan occult to write in and tell us what those two things are. I think that'd be fascinating.
Absolutely.
To hear from their perspective.
Okay. I'm going to start from that paragraph again. I knew most of the people who dabbled and those who were full-time too. A lot of them were more outspoken than me, so curious people would approach them first. I didn't mind, but I did have to warn a few louder ones to not just give witchcraft books to these people. One person didn't listen to me. We were out at sea, underway, enjoying 12 to 18-hour days, 7 days a week. The ship was doing its regular job. The planes were shaking the ship by taking off the front and being caught in the back. Days were running into each other, and I had a good routine down. I would get up, shower, and go to work by the second hallway out of my bedding area. Work all day, take a small break to eat with my friends at 6 p.m., finish work, and head straight to bed after a washcloth bath. I would sleep in my jogging shorts and a clean white undershirt. That made it easier to get into uniform if we had an alarm go off. Mm-hmm. One day, I got off work at 7 a.m., working nights, and made my way into my bed. We had bunk beds that were 3 high. Oh, that's horrible.
Wow.
Not a lot of room, but I liked being able to roll into the middle one easily. The sleeping area on the ship always had night lights on, unless there is an alarm that needs everyone awake. So it's pretty dark, and I closed my privacy curtain to make it even darker. I had been asleep for almost the entire day when I was awoken suddenly by a sharp, burning pain running down my back.
Oof.
I gasped, and it continued down my back. It felt like someone was taking a knife to my skin. I bit onto my hand to keep from screaming out. I scrambled out of my...
Why? Why not scream out?
Because they're a Navy sailor, and they're like, I'm tough as shit. It's fine. I don't know.
Right, but still.
I don't know.
I mean,
I would scream out, but
I'm not a Navy sailor.
I also feel like Jaren is a lot cooler than me. So I'm like,
oh my gosh. The description alone, I mean, the like white shirt. And then I was like, okay, Jaren. Sorry, I was picturing things. That's why I was so quiet for a minute, but it's fine. Go ahead.
I got so much red.
I should really visualize more things.
No, I'm kidding. I like when you interrupt.
Also, our author should write in more descriptions about what they wear. And then maybe I will be.
We got it. Oh, right.
Go ahead.
I scrambled out of my bed as fast as I could, but the feeling didn't stop. Another cut felt like it was happening down my right side now, even as I scrambled to get away from my bed. I pulled my shirt off as fast as I could and saw... Whoa, Megan. Pull it in.
Sorry. I'm here. Oh, it's terrifying. Go ahead.
I pulled my shirt off as fast as I could and saw it had blood on the back of it.
Ew.
Yeah. Cut them enough to bleed.
Wow.
A friend of mine was coming into the area of the beds at that moment and saw me standing half naked and bleeding. Quickly, she grabbed me to head to the bathroom where we treated my back and my side. I had 3 long scratches down my back. 3. Oh, that's a demon right there. I had a smaller scratch down my side. All were bleeding a bit, but they weren't deep enough to need stitches. My shirt wasn't cut, and it had blood in spots. We started to investigate what could have cut me in my own bed. We went through all of the sheets, but could find nothing. We also couldn't figure out how something had cut me, but not my shirt. So it's like from the inside.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that. I went into the TV room and slept the rest of my time off on the couch there. I had to throw my shirt away. I wasn't going to wrestle with getting blood out of a white undershirt. I went back to my bed to get dressed for my shift. I felt sick to my stomach while there too. At work, I found a few of the other occult people on board the ship to tell them what had happened. I showed them all my side, the easiest part to show while in uniform. We had cleaned it immediately after it had happened, but it was very red and angry. I would find out later that it didn't matter how much we cleaned it or put medicine on, it was infected. We split off to work for the rest of the night and emailed the ones who were still sleeping for their next shifts as well. We all needed to know what happened. We concluded by this point that something was loose on the ship. It wasn't one of our regular ghosts. Turns out we were right. The next night, after getting my hair pulled while I was sleeping this time, one of the other women on the ship approached me while I was at work. She told me that one of the guys had given her a book on witchcraft and his spirit board. She didn't think it would work. She used it in our sleeping area about 5 minutes before I had been attacked.
To do what? You're like, okay, I've got this new witchcraft book.
Yeah.
Which spell did you pick? Because that sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you go to the, let's win the lottery spell?
Because skeptics go, let's see what shit we can do.
Even as a skeptic, I would try out, the lucky spells. We're going to, I don't know. I was going to a lot of dirty directions, so I'll reel it back in. But let's go with win the lottery. We're going to win the lottery instead of, I'm going to summon a demon.
I was definitely going Harry Potter. My favorite Harry Potter spell is potion is Felix Felicis, and it makes the drinker of it lucky the whole day. Wouldn't that be so great?
Yeah, that sounds great. So why wouldn't you summon that instead of I'm going to let this demon loose on the ship?
I sent her to get her things since we would need them to get rid of it. 2 more women came to my work while I was waiting for her to get the things. They were skeptical. Hello. But the Lutheran chaplain had sent them to me. The Lutheran chaplain. I also know nothing about Lutheran.
Yeah, I don't either. If you're like, Lutheran and you're listening, please write in. Tell us more about your faith.
Yeah. They had scratches on their bodies too. I emailed the Catholic chaplain on board for a container of holy water.
Okay. So whatever this is that's been released, it's just like, it's there.
Fair game for anybody.
Fair game. Okay.
We had to get rid of this thing before it attacked all 200 women on board. Or worse, learned it could leave the sleeping area and maybe break something on board that we couldn't fix.
Ew.
I ended up pulling in help from another woman on board to banish this thing for good. It worked, and we gave the book back to the original owner, but he couldn't have the spirit board back. We had to use that to make the angry thing go away.
That was my question. How did you make it go away?
I don't know. Some kind of sacrifice with that board.
Ooh, interesting.
There were already enough problems on the ship, and we didn't need that thing causing issues. The chaplain on the ship assured the rest of the women that it had been taken care of, since everyone knew a demon had been hurting women on the main sleeping area. Some still slept on the couches for a few days afterward. They didn't believe we took care of it. Most of us were accused of releasing it.
I don't know if accused is the right word. Thank you.
Right. Yeah. Thank you for taking care of this issue.
I don't care what it was. If you got rid of it, thank you.
Right. The woman who brought it into the room turned Christian completely. She is one of my friends now, and she doesn't even talk about ghosts anymore. The guy who first had the book and board is also still our friend. He claims she stole it. The woman who helped her banish it just doesn't talk about it anymore. The others who helped me with my back infection and treated my wounds for the next few weeks, though, do still bring it up. Was it a demon? I don't know. I don't actually believe in demons. I do believe in elemental spirits that aren't human ghosts. I believe in them as they are like cryptids across the world.
Oh, definitely did not listen to this part.
You definitely commented about it.
Wow, look at me.
I know. We should go back and listen to the muffled.
No, we shouldn't.
No, we shouldn't. Go ahead. Black shadows that were never human. Jinn?
Oh, yeah. I do remember this part because I was like, wait, I've never heard of that cryptid.
Oh, I gotta hear how to say
it. Look at him. He looks like the genie in a bottle. I'm a genie in a bottle. Not even Christina Aguilera. Baby. I hope I'm not releasing anything while I'm singing that song.
Ew.
Did it sound dirty? I meant it to sound skeptical.
It sounded dirty the way you said it. You're like, well, I hope I'm not releasing it.
Ew. I meant like, oh, because that could really happen in our world.
Okay. Your skeptical voice and your sexy voice are close.
It's the one.
Jinn, demons, Hatman, shapeshifters. I am sure they are all some type of cryptid we just don't understand yet. That is something she brought onto the ship from another dimension that shouldn't have been able to get into our world. Still, almost all 5,000 sailors on board the ship.
5,000?
Right. How does it
this
stay
number
afloat?
Keeps growing.
Well, there's like 200 women.
Wow.
5,000 people.
Total. Oh my God.
I mean, did you hear all the religious people that, like the chaplain?
Yes.
They the Lutheran, the Catholic,
the boat.
I need you to stop saying that.
It's such an intelligent word, Aaron. I'm not going to stop.
All the sex that word on the boat? I know. Sex. I can see the word, but I can't hear it.
Yeah, well, let me say it again. Sex.
No. Every time you say it, it's sex. Still, almost all 5,000 sailors on board the ship knew of the short-term demon in 2006. It was only loose for 3 or 4 days, but it caused some issues for a lot longer. That wasn't my first encounter with the demon, but it was the first time something had actually hurt me. It is embarrassing how long it took me to recover from just scratches, too. So, there you have it. My 2 spooky stories from the military. Thanks, Jaren.
Ooh, Jaren, good stories.
I know.
So glad I got to hear them again. And be fully present.
Right.
Wow. Okay. So let me go back to story number 1 because I wanted to save that debunk.
Okay.
Because I thought maybe I could use it for the second one, but I don't think I can.
Okay.
So the first one, I'm going to go diesel fumes.
Oh, okay.
I appreciate you, Jaren, for giving me that, putting that in my pocket. You're like, we're the only ship that still uses diesel. There might be a reason for that. What if diesel fumes are linked to hallucinations.
Bloody hallucinations.
I mean, whatever. A hallucination is a hallucination. So, okay, that's number one.
Okay, got it.
I did start to tune back in and realize, oh yeah, I had a really good debunk for this. And it took me a minute to think of what it was.
Okay,
And
I don't remember.
with it. A rodent of some kind on that ship.
Oh yeah, I do remember you saying that now.
Yeah, because you've got scratches on multiple people that are causing infection.
That are under the shirt and not.
That's why it's a rodent. If it's that's what seals the deal for me.
I'm just laughing because I think we also said those exact things. It's so weird.
Because I absolutely believe it. Yeah, a rodent is like, I'm trying to nest, and it's gonna
Ew, don't say that word when you're talking about it in their skin.
You're having such a reaction right now. It's cracking me up. Okay, I mean, like your whole body contorted.
Yes.
Okay, but for real, like it start like you're asleep, and it's like, ooh, that looks like a warm, cozy little place to get into. And so it goes up your shirt, and then you're like, oh, you feel it, so you turn, and then it's like scratch, and now it's stuck inside your shirt. So you're turning like, what is that? And it scratches you again. And so then you have scratches, and then guess what? That little rat or raccoon, I don't know what ocean are we on?
Okay, here's my debunk to your debunk. Where are the turds? Have you ever?
Well, okay, let's just also say this. Jaron never said there weren't turds.
Okay, fine. I'm just saying we had mice at camp when I worked on camp staff, and they would not only eat, like chew through our clothing in the drawers, but they were mouse turds everywhere.
There was evidence of a rodent present.
Right.
Jaron never said there wasn't that.
Okay.
So what if there's always been the evidence, but this is the first, like I'm getting somewhere warm rodent. Like I'm going to nest. I need something going on. Maybe a mama rodent that's like, I need somewhere to lay my babies. To birth my babies.
Yeah, rats are mammals.
Yeah, I know. So I was like, wait. I totally pictured a little rat laying an egg. I was like, that sounds wrong.
I don't think we can read a third story. I think this is it.
Oh, we're definitely not reading a third story. Because I would be the one reading it, and that's not going to happen. I just admitted to trying to figure out if a rat, and here I am going to teach kindergarten. Oh, I'm going to screw these kids up. I'm going to screw them up. It's okay. I will not tell the name of my school, so you'll never know.
Does your kid go there? Maybe
think twice. Where should you
No.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Just don't drink as much wine.
No, I will not while I'm on the clock.
Yeah, after. After's fine.
Oh, after. Listen, if I didn't, I mean, what teacher doesn't?
Right.
Whew, okay. Anyway, I am going to go with like a synced up coincidence that made things seem very paranormal, very heightened. Because if that spirit board had not been introduced, and then this happened, maybe it would have been right to it's a rodent, like, oh my gosh. But because the spirit board was there.
Oh, I just keep thinking of it. It's horrible.
And then I get scratches. My mind goes directed to demon. Instead of like, oh, well, it's just something like, so I don't know. That's what my thought is. And I don't know, maybe an owl. I just like to see your shocked face when I say the most shocking thing ever. But I always like to like throw in a left turn because you do these looks like oh, I thought, oh, whoop, that's not where we're going. But also an owl because I think of the staircase.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
I feel like they would know an owl was in their little tiny bed.
I don't really mean an owl. I just mean like was it this or was it this? Like which one was it? And you can sit there and debate back and forth.
Yeah.
Now one is a murder, the other one we're debating paranormal, and so I don't know. I just think that it could be, and wherever there is a logical answer, that's what I'm going to gravitate towards. I should stop saying logical. That sounds very judgmental. I'm sorry. Wherever there is an explanation that I can grasp onto for my own beliefs, that's what I'm going to head towards. And so for me, that's what makes the most sense.
Okay.
Is a rodent.
All right. All right. I will allow you to say that on this podcast.
Well, thank you for your permission.
I'm not saying I
Turns
believe
out
that.
I don't need permission from anybody ever my entire life. I never
Well,
have.
turns out I edit, and therefore I could take it out.
You bitch.
One day I'm gonna like just edit you being like, "You are right. I do believe in ghosts." Like, we're done.
That'll be the day I know you're over the podcast.
That's when I'm like, I'm out.
I'm out.
I've had enough.
This is how I'm telling you.
Just splice your whole
Yep.
dialogue.
I
Love it. All right. I think it's time for fan favorite.
It is. I'm getting there. I had to drink that last drink of wine slowly. Not to brace myself for the fan favorite. Our fan favorite is lovely. Okay. So I love this week's fan favorite. In fact, before we ever did fan favorites, I reached out to this fan favorite.
I'm so excited.
And I did have to come back and ask the correct way to pronounce their name. Also, she says that she's her.
Okay.
So thank you for that. She also says that she loves that we ask that.
Oh, good.
So, I mean, you're welcome. But that's
You're welcome.
But that's also something everybody should do. So, also, I found out I'm teaching kindergarten today. Had a lot of wine. It's fine. It's fine. You are on my side, I believe. So, she says that all of her American friends with American accents call her Dulce, DOL-SAY. Dulce.
Yes. Phonetically, that's how you spell
phonetically. In Spanish, it's Dulce, which is beautiful. Okay, because it's spelled Dulce, but I didn't know how to pronounce it. So
you don't have to tell me whether you're fan favorite because I love her.
I know.
She's always commenting. She follows us on socials.
Yep.
And she is so supportive.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, okay.
But yeah, you go for it. This is your gig.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you for letting me go back.
Did you just look me off a little bit?
Did I? I said thank you.
And I was like,
it was a Freudian slip, I think. Okay. Anyway, long time ago, we posted something and she said, "Girl, I live in Arizona." Oh, it was about the live show. "Girl, I live in Arizona. I cannot explain how badly I wish I could come see you guys live."
Oh,
which is the sweetest thing ever. That was like in our very first show.
Yeah, I would love to just get big enough to go anywhere.
Just to go one other place.
And we have summers off.
Oh, come on, let's do
All right,
this.
that's our goal, everybody. By next summer.
Oh, wow, that's an ambitious goal.
Make us big enough that we could go to your town.
That is ambitious.
Just to fill one place.
Mm-hmm.
Like one little comedy place.
I feel like we could definitely go to like a dive bar and do it.
Yeah.
The whole like getting there, the travel.
Right.
Because I'm broke.
Oh,
I teach kindergarten.
We're
now.
both teachers.
We're broke.
So broke.
Yeah, I gotta go buy bulletin board stuff tomorrow. Okay.
Ugh.
Anyway, so recently she posted something on Facebook, or no, she sent me a little like TikTok video, and it was very funny. Thought you would enjoy this, and it was about Bigfoot, and I did. Thought it was hilarious. The eyes were very creepy. It was a very funny TikTok. But then I was like, oh, also, I think I had already had her as a fan favorite. I just assumed she had been a fan favorite.
Yeah.
Not at all. I looked back and I was like, oh, golly, my bad. So also, that's what I say to her. And so will you please be my fan favorite now? Are you kidding? With like crying emoji.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much. I seriously can't tell you two how much you guys have made me laugh during some particularly hard times.
Oh.
Now she says difficult times, but I changed it to hard.
Why?
I had no idea, but I did. So
does that mean she likes me too? Because she never messages me.
She says like you guys.
Okay,
so you're in there too.
I need that validation.
Yeah, you're in there. You're in there. I almost did a spit take in the car while I was listening to you guys when Aaron asked you if you really don't think Bigfoot is sexy. So yeah, she thinks you're pretty damn funny.
Yeah, it really was surprising. I kind of thought that's why you liked him.
Now listen.
Okay.
Put him in a little plaid outfit.
Oh,
like
don't dress him. Don't you dare put clothes on him.
I don't know. I think that's sexy. That means sometimes there's going to be some mystery. How much hair do you have?
Girl,
there,
when you move some hair, there's a mystery revealed. I'm just saying.
That's true. He's already covered. What? Okay, listen.
Yeah, please don't add mystery to Bigfoot.
Girl, you're the one that told me we got to do this in what?
Sorry.
How many minutes?
I'm sorry, we're done.
Okay. I'm not particularly crafty myself, so I don't have a shop or anything to promote. I do love the idea of donating to either Planned Parenthood or any LGBTQ charity like the Trevor Project. I mean, that would be enough.
Mhm.
But then Dulce goes on to say, if you come into contact with anybody like a grocery store worker that you see often, or a bank teller, anybody in customer service at all that any of us run into often, maybe get them a coffee or a little something for lunch.
Oh,
I work in customer service, and sometimes I get so down in the dumps after a bad day at work. But I've had clients that have come back and brought me a coffee or something as simple as thanking me genuinely, and that just helps so much.
that's so sweet.
I know. It reminds me that there's still good people out there and that genuinely care, and it almost makes up for every other asshole that comes in and yells at me.
Yeah.
Oh, Dulce, I don't like that people come in and yell at you.
I know. That's true. That really reminded me when I worked at Starbucks. Like, I worked at Starbucks for years and years, 5+ years.
Mm-hmm.
But my Bowling Green store was like my store.
Yeah.
The people I worked with were amazing. Our regulars were amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But there was this one woman who was like cold all the time. Just not friendly.
Yeah.
She came every day, and I would try to make conversation and couldn't break that shell. And then one day, I don't know how it got brought up, but I was engaged. And she was like, oh, my son's engaged. You know, they're having a crystal on sale at blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, I mean, we're very young.
Mm-hmm.
We probably aren't going to register for any crystal. Like, we're babies. We don't need crystal. And she was like, oh, well, all right, fine. I just thought I'd pass it on. And I was like, okay, here's your coffee, lady.
Mm-hmm.
And she left, and she came back an hour later and had bought us crystal champagne
gosh.
flutes for our wedding. And she was like, well, you got to have them, and they're on sale.
That would have sent me into total tears.
I cried. I was like, you do not need to do this. And she was like, I know I don't need to do it, but you're here every day.
So I love, that's like one of my most favorite things in the world.
Yeah.
When someone has that personality,
Right.
That you feel like you've already read.
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh, wow, you're a bitch. You know,
Right.
Like, honestly, that's your thinking of like, you're not warm and fuzzy. You're not. And then they do that.
It was so sweet. I still have them. I mean, like, I cherish them.
Yeah, because I feel like it makes it almost more genuine.
Right.
You're like, wow, you aren't the warm fuzzy, but you just like a cat. It's so much like a cat.
This is where we become cat people.
Well, I mean, shit. If a cat brought me crystals, I might. Okay, right?
Yeah, they've never done that.
No, that's never happened. Therefore, I'm still a dog person. But it really does.
Dogs.
They
I'm sorry.
lavish me in crystal all the time. Okay.
Sorry.
Sorry,
Dulce.
Okay, here we are, Dulce. Okay. Listen, I'm just going to read it because whatever. Oh my gosh, but now I'm embarrassed because Dulce totally told me how to say their name and pronouns.
Oh, fuck.
Shit. And I just did not read on, and I apologize, Dulce. Seriously, though, you guys are so sweet. Not sweet enough to read all your messages, though.
You've never even bought her crystal.
Whew, man, I'm failing. Thank you so much for making me fan favorite. I have been re-listening to old episodes lately.
Oh my gosh. Why?
I know. Why? Okay, but thank you. And I still laugh just as hard as the first time I heard them.
Oh.
You once said on the pod that you guys need to stop gabbing so much about random stuff.
Us?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Because you're recording. But I seriously could listen to you guys ramble for hours. You guys are so funny.
Oh my gosh.
So sweet. By the way, I forgot to mention my pronouns are she, her. Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed because she already gave me all that information.
Ah, man.
Oh, wow. Okay. And my name is pronounced Dulce technically. In Spanish is Dulce.
Okay.
Okay. That's the best way I can phonetically spell it out in Spanish, but all my friends pronounce it the first way. It means candy in Spanish.
Oh.
I love Dulce.
Yeah, they are my favorite candy now.
Right. So Dulce also gives us a sleep paralysis story that we are going to save for next time. And Dulce, I am so sorry. To my credit, I did not read that because I thought, well, maybe it's part of the story. And we like to read those in the night.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to save your sleep paralysis story for next time. But thank you so much for also being so kind, because
I
I went back
know.
and asked again, what are your pronouns and how do you pronounce your name and da-da-da. And you so graciously did not point out the fact that you had already told me. So I appreciate that. And thank you just for being a kind person in general and being supportive of our podcast. And I'm going to let Erin take it away so I can look up how to say goodbye.
Okay, while you're doing that, I'm going to say we have donated to awesome organizations like Planned Parenthood and Rainbow Railroad. So I think this week, let's both commit to buying a Starbucks or, grabbing lunch for somebody that we come.
That's in customer service specifically, for sure.
Exactly. I'm specifically thinking of my clickless people who I love so much.
Oh, absolutely. Bring them some donuts.
Okay, well, cool. I will commit to doing that. You do it by next week. Yeah, do something to brighten someone's day in customer service, because as somebody who, worked at coffee shops for years and years and years.
For sure.
You get yelled at. It's not fun.
Yeah. I had one woman cry one time over the fact that we did not have A1 sauce.
Cry over A1?
Pound the table. Scream.
Oh, wow.
I was the server at Applebee's. I will never forget it. I just backed away from the table and looked like, this is the most fascinating thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, I love A1 sauce.
Yeah, it's the
I
best
love
sauce.
it. And if you're going to eat a shitty steak, no offense, Applebee's, I'm not looking for your sponsorship. We all called you Crapplebee's. No, that's how it was.
But don't sue us also.
I'm going to need some A1 sauce.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
But it was a little over the top. I mean, I was like, ooh. I mean, the whole restaurant's like looking at it, and they're all looking at me like, how are you going to nail something? Oh, I'm in this with you all.
I do not get paid enough.
I'm just going to stand back and watch. I have no idea what's going to happen next.
I make 50 cents an hour.
Yeah, it was fascinating. Finally, I mean, I just stood there long enough to be like, Heinz 57, like, oh, and that pissed her off more. And then finally I went and got the manager because like, I don't know what to do. Yeah.
Wow.
Good luck.
Wow. I don't think you ever told me that story.
Yeah. I mean, it probably suppressed it because it was so wild. I was like, whoa, people can lose their shit over some things. And who knows what that person was going through, that was it. That was the final straw that you don't have A1 sauce. And it all came out on me. But you know what? I didn't take it personally. But what I would take personally is somebody doing something very positive and bringing me something like, hey, I watched you struggle through that whole A1 thing and you really handled yourself well. So I love that. We will definitely do that.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. And if you all are feeling that good nature and you want to pass it on, please do. But also, you know what? What are you doing right now? Go give us a rating and review.
Oh, sure. I thought you were going to ask for money. I was like, whoa, you're really putting it out there.
No, it's a free. All I'm asking is free. Go rate, review, and subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to call anybody out, but it's been a long time since we've gotten any written reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all should go listen. Now, if you are listening and you think they're fine, just don't leave them.
No, if you're gonna, we've said this before, but we'll say it again because it's worth saying. If you're going to give us 4 or below, keep that to yourself.
Right. Or even give us a star, give us those stars, but don't write about it.
Even tell your friends, like, okay, personally, I would say it's a 4 or below, but you might like it. So go try it.
Yeah, there you go. Not to bring up another podcast, but what is that show? Unhappy Hour with Matt Belisai. He always goes, but only if it's nice. I don't want to hear your shit.
Right. So true. This world is so negative as it is.
Right.
Like, what does our tiny little podcast mean to you? Not enough to give it
any
less
troll
than
who's
5.
listening is like, oh, I'm doubling down now.
They get a 1.
Okay. Anyways, if you want to just take a minute and rate, review, subscribe, it really, really, really helps us out.
Mm-hmm. We love 5 stars.
Yeah, it helps our ego, but it also helps,
promote
us, get us out there, get more listeners.
And then we can come to your hometown.
Yes. Do you want us to come to Arizona? I want to go.
Yeah, because I'm going to get a nanny.
I need next summer to be as far away from my children as possible.
Absolutely. We need some business trips.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, boy, that was a tangent I wasn't expecting. And I'm sorry.
It's fine. We're anxious about school starting.
Okay.
We got this.
Rate, review, subscribe. Please write into us at myskepticalsister@gmail.com, or you can go to our website at www.myskepticalsister.com, where you can find our contact page and write us directly from there. You can also find our P.O. box, our Patreon information, any live events or upcoming events that are happening. We do have one in the works, but we're trying to get something nailed down before we announce it. Teaser. Okay, so we will talk to you guys next week. We love you so much.
Buenas noches.
La 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 la.
He mentioned something from a show at one point, didn't he?
During our live podcast?
No, we mentioned everything during our live podcast, but also, will you say paranormal one time?
Paranormal.
Perfect.
What did I say before?
You said it. You just sounded drunk.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Good looking out.
Yeah, because there's another doozy.
Okay.
Doozy.
I believe you said the same thing.
Doozy.
Oh. Maybe I like that. Doozy.
There's a doozy.
Second one's a doozy, though. I mean, I'm picturing
a man. Are you picturing a big man?
almost like a Roseanne Barr, but like with a trucker hat out there. I mean, just in a lawn chair. This one's a doozy.
This one's a doozy. I can't get over this COVID cough, and it's driving me nuts.
Bless your heart. But it's for good comedy. So.
Oh my gosh. A doozy. That could be the title. Which, let me just tell you, if there is
anything sexual, we have to go for it.
Oh, yeah. I did not know what you meant first. And I was like, I don't know what that means.
No, for a title. It always like
yes. If there's any proof you needed that titles matter.
Yeah.
Anchovy Better Pace is our lowest rating.
Oh my gosh. And it's one of the funniest.
It is hilarious.
That is so funny.
It's the only one that like hasn't toppled over to that next 100 mark.
Hilarious.
Because people are probably like, ooh, Anchovy Better Pace. I don't want to listen to that.
Anything to do with that. Yeah, you do. If you know what it stands
Trust me,
for.
You do.
Go listen right now and find out.
That's right. Go back.
And I still laughed just as hard the first time as the first. Oh my resource for sure. And it's great for fact checking and things like that.
Please say that again.
And for fact checking. Why does the word fact seem so weird?
I don't know. It sounded okay when you said that. Although you sounded bored. Fact checking. It's like, whatever. What am I missing?
I don't know. When you say teaser, makes me want to like shimmy my boobs.
Well, I am always ready
right now, but nobody else can see it but you. Lost on you.
Oh boy.
Buenas noches.
Okay. Say it like you care. Good Lord.